Man, you can even hear the crickets louder than the voices out here. So quiet. What do you think? Is that busy enough for a weekend?
Man, I had to look at the date. This was 9 hours ago that Metalio did this. He goes into a lot of the cities on the West Coast, and he shows how the cities are basically ghost towns, homelessness, drug addicted all over the place, feces all over the place. Even here in Reno, close to where I'm at, he's been into Reno. And Reno, before I got here, I looked at his video. I was like, wow, Reno is like a ghost town, right? So when I was a casino manager, we would go to Reno for training for my security team, and that hotel casino complex that was down there before, Harrah's, is gone, absolutely completely gone, right? And it's just boarded up ghost town down there, and this is happening in more and more and more cities. Shops gone, homelessness everywhere, like in San Diego, where those people are demonstrating in a massive number. Clean your friggin' city up. Stop being morons and clean your city up. And there's someone that can help you. All you have to do is ask.
Not really. I've seen it shoulder to shoulder, and it's not even close right now.
Totally looks like COVID times. There's a homeless guy.
Look at the sidewalks. They're empty on both sides. You have some chances, but here the odds are against you. So if you enjoy losing money and enjoy inhaling secondhand smoke, this is the place for you. Nobody getting drinks.
So this is on a weekend, right? So things are collapsing very rapidly, guys. And it's collapsed for the West Coast for quite a long time. The entire West Coast, right? All the cities of the West Coast are really hurting right now. And so we need a massive transformation. It can happen very quickly, but you're going to have resistance from the morons. And they have caused this problem, and they're going to resist reversing it. It's insane, absolutely insane. Part of me just wants to let them F around and find out, and just pull back and let them just completely collapse and starve and just disappear themselves. Right. But then there's another part of me that's like, I want to help even the morons. Right. So as long as I can help, and that's, so yeah, if you're godly, I think that's what you're doing. That's what we're trying to do. We're doing the right thing. So we're seeing the problems. We're going to try and help them. We're going to try and fix them. But we have to be aware that they're going to continue with their stupid. Now, this is interesting right here. They're calling 24-hour music festivals. And these are anti-ICE protests. This was starting back in the 8th. So we're like 10 days. I don't know if they're still going on. I asked my daughter. She lives in that area. She lives in Southern California. So waiting to hear back from her. And she's big into music festivals and all kind of stuff. So we'll see. I'll see from her, get some insights from her. But I mean, look at all of these people. Still, we know LA's a problem. And I think I really, really, really think, and so have other people. Louis Herms. I talked about this with Louis Herms probably 3 years ago. We were talking about this, and I was telling him, because he's a good remote viewer too, really good. I taught him. So he's probably one of the best remote viewers. Maybe there's some of you out there even better. I don't know. You learn from me, and then you're doing your thing. So good job out there. So we are seeing, we saw back then the things that are happening now. And he said that he saw a wall being put up around LA. He said, yeah, LA is going to get so bad, they're going to just put a wall around it. And so the morons can, protest all they want, have their music festivals all they want, and see how long that lasts, right? So, but of course, he's running for governor of California. He would definitely fix it, guys. He's a long shot, obviously, but there's been long shots that have gotten in there before. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, Donald Trump twice, long shots, they sometimes happen. Now, if you got a Louis Herms in there, he is majorly against child trafficking. He's done videos, documentaries on it and so forth. He's got a lot of people that are backing him now. So we may see, and I can't say who they are, but they're very high level people that are backing him. So it could be that he does get in office. And if he does, he will turn California around. California, you have one last chance before your country, your whole state is destroyed. You have one last chance. Not looking good. All right.
It is being hidden on this app, on all social media platforms by the mainstream media. It is actively being hidden. I don't even want to use the word I would normally use here. There have been large groups of people actively hanging out together and raising their voice for something they believe in. I have to be careful with my words even on this. They have been doing this for over 2 weeks, LA being the biggest one.
So these are anti-ICE protests, and they're couching them, hiding their protests, because I guess they were saying they were protesting against ICE, and then they were being targeted. So that's interesting. So now they're just saying music festivals. Of course, now I guess the targeters know that they're doing music festivals. I'm not. I mean, if they're not doing violence, if they're not part of the problem, let them protest. Whatever.
And if you haven't heard about it, that's the problem. So what I'd like you to do is go up to the search bar and search either 24-hour music festival or Music Festivals 2025. I think either one of those should get you over.
So it's not, I mean, you're not going to see a lot. I did that. This is like, you have to be looking at a bigger picture, seeing the disinformation that's going on both sides, and dig down and see some of the things. Yet New California, Yoshi Patriot, yeah. So the New California will be the complete decimation of the morons, I guess. That's the only way it can continue, I think, unfortunately, because these morons, if they get a chance, they'll vote in stupid again, Gavin Newsom. And I don't think that Gavin Newsom was ever voted in, but I don't know. Maybe they'll just get, obstinate and say, well, we don't want a Trump-like person, and that's what Louis Herms would be. And so they're just going to vote for stupid, because they're stupid. It's like that one movie. I can't think of the title of it, but it was like this guy that they put him in a time capsule or something, and he was supposed to it was only supposed to be a year, and somehow the project, went bad. So he ends up there, like he's in this building and the building collapses or something. So he like falls out of the time capsule type thing. And he wakes up and everyone's stupid, way stupid. And was it Idiocracy? That's right. Truth or Mike, thanks. So Idiocracy, funny movie, very funny movie, but it's like you and I, we have common sense. And he wasn't that big of a guy. He was like kind of a knucklehead in the military. And they're like, yeah, we're going to put you in this project because he was a knucklehead. So, but then he wakes up, like 20, 30 years in the future, however long it was. And everybody's dumb as hell. Kind of like what's going on right now. And then there's those of us who are like, how did you guys get so dumb? Wow. Like it's crazy. Well, we know how. The friggin' education and the morons that are in charge. So we're seeing and hopefully we'll see some kind of earth change activity that will just take all the stupid people out. So I don't know. So here is Kilauea. It had the highest lava fountains, 1,500 feet yet of this. This is number 35. So we're getting hit like we keep talking about, I keep talking about. There's other people out there talking about it as well, but we keep talking about how there is massive energy coming from the sun. And this usually happens when there's massive earth change, guys. All right. Pole shifts and so forth, because I think we're moving in that direction. And will that be stopped out somehow? I don't know. But it doesn't look good for humanity with these idiots running around, right? Because it would take a consciousness shift to basically, I think, make a difference. So that was earlier this morning. It's non-active now, but it gets more and more intense. And of course, the crater is getting filled up. I called it a cauldron before. It's kind of like a witch's cauldron, right? So someone that's in Hawaii that basically keeps me informed. So she's been taking pictures of this, and she's all over the island. Beautiful photos. The island, Big Island. I've been to the Big Island before. Absolutely incredible, driven around the whole thing. I think Kilauea was a little bit active then, so we couldn't go on one area of the island, but it's probably going to overflow at some point. It's already starting to go over the side, some of the lava. So at some point, it's not going to stop. It's just going to just keep spilling out, right? And it's going to go where it's going to go and cause, damage like the last time Kilauea erupted and took out huge tracts of housing and so forth. But this is what the earth does. It's, that's how the Hawaiian Islands are there. You look back in time and each one of the islands was at one time a Kilauea volcano that was overflowing and built the island. And that's why Hawaii, the big island, is the biggest island, because it's still building, right? With Kilauea. All right. So, and I don't know, at some point, we'll probably see, like we have in the past, snow on the tops of the big island. They get fantastic. It's like, incredible beach weather all year round, but you'll see snow on the highest peak. And sometimes they get incredible amounts of snow up there. We're going to probably get incredible amounts of snow this year. And Kilauea will probably be erupting, right? So, light, it'll light up. It'll be volcanic light at night, and you'll maybe be able to see the snow on the top of that one peak. So fantastic. fantastic time, right? But of course, you know, there's going to continue to be massive displacement of people. It's coming. Obviously, you know, it's kind of like, you know, I predicted get into silver, and now silver is like 3 times higher than what I was saying it was. And then even from here, it's going to go 10 times higher. If you missed my show today with Dr. Kirk Elliott, I highly recommend it. But you need to be in something that's going to, you know, help you going forward, unless you're a moron, right? We don't want you to get silver. Right? You morons, no silver for you, right? And they're probably not going to get it anyway. I doubt they have silver, right? So evacuations in Alaska after major typhoon. So the typhoon came through. I think it went through Japan and up through the Philippines, caused a little bit of damage and maybe even some loss of life. And then it whipped around and they went north up to Alaska and caused incredible damage.
Is capturing the devastation in western Alaska as the aftermath of Typhoon Halong wreaks havoc, forcing more than 1,000 evacuations from remote areas. New footage released by the Alaska National Guard shows daring rescues like this woman being hoisted out of her home as it appears to be floating in the water. Exhausted residents sleeping on board Chinook helicopters and dozens of evacuees.
Now, I've heard that there were some leftists that didn't want to get picked up by the National Guard, so they had to leave them. I'm kidding.
Trudging across the tarmac in the rain. It's been a week since more than 6 feet of storm surge and 100-mile-an-hour winds destroyed homes, killing at least 1 person. At least 2 still missing. Remote coastal towns only accessible by air or water were hit the hardest. In the town of Kipnuk, this drone video showing muddy piles of debris, homes toppled from their foundations.
Everything in my house was shaking, and I was scared.
Brandon West, a hotel manager in Bethel, recalling those heart-stopping moments.
Felt like the whole building was shaking off the foundation.
Thousands are currently displaced, with the largest airlift in Alaskan history currently underway. More than 1,600 people evacuated so far. More than 1,600 people evacuated. Thousands are.
All right. So remember the scene from Afghanistan where the Biden administration was evacuating all the Afghans that, you know, were in danger of being killed by the Taliban because they pulled out so fast and left a lot of people. So very, very similar, obviously, to that time frame, but with American citizens, right? So this is the way things are going to go in the future. We're going to help Americans first of all, and then we'll help the world, right?
Displaced, with the largest airlift in Alaskan history currently underway. More than 1,600 people evacuated so far and forced to find shelter nearly 500 miles away in Anchorage.
We've been also transporting maintenance. Some of these communities have less than 72 hours worth of food and 1 to 2 days worth of fuel to power the generators.
The Red Cross is using a 5,000-seat arena to house evacuees. And as for what's next, damage assessments are underway in more than a dozen villages in the region. Evacuations will still take a few more days. Gio.
Okay, we are thinking.
All right. So this is going to be very, very common going forward, guys, as the sun activity continues. And I think we're in the early stages of it. And it's going to get a lot worse. There's going to be massive, massive earthquakes and so forth. So now in the cities, like you saw with that black gentleman saying that Memphis is much better, we've seen the Democrats basically continue to enslave, like they did back in before the Civil War, the black race, and they're breaking free. Now this is some video. There has some positive. But this is the Israel nation here in the United States. They're a little bit out there, guys. But in some aspects, I believe they're doing good things. But is this going to turn out to be a negative in the long run? So something to watch.
Houston, almost 27,000 crimes are committed a year. That's almost 70 crimes a day. And who's committing those crimes are young black men, teenagers.
What's the big cause of this? They're like our fathers, no real male role models in the house, and with no father figures in the house. The kids have nobody to turn to.
And this is what they did to the black community with the music, with drugs and so forth. They basically tore the black family apart. They're trying to do the same thing with all families. It doesn't matter your race, really. But they really targeted the black race for a long time. And I remember growing up, and black families were amazing. But today, without the father figures, it is turning into a pretty tragic. They're basically giving women without a man in the house to have babies more money and more money and more money for more babies, as long as they don't have a man in the house. They get a man in the house and they take away the money. Wow. So they're forcing the black community to extinguish itself.
The streets.
Sirach chapter 3 and verse 9, it says that the blessing of a father establishes his house, meaning that the father brings home discipline, correction, and all those godly things for the son. But without the father, he's left to look up to what? People who came from the streets or people who are in the streets right now and have money, they're left to look up to them instead of a godly man.
But here at Men's Conference, our leadership here at IUIC brings solutions to our problems, turning boys to men, men to husbands, husbands to fathers, men to gods, and us young men, we're gonna follow. In this city,
All right. So are they going militant? They got some interesting conversations going on with that Israel nation group, right? It's something to be watched, right? They had a good message there in the beginning. Looks like they're cleaning up the black community. I salute them for that. But it looks like there's a little bit of radicalization that's going on with that group, unfortunately. So, we don't want that. We want, people to have that power connection to God, but we don't want it to be radicalized. And I think, unfortunately, there may be some radicalization going on with the Israel Nation group there. So something to watch. Again, if it's almost seems radical Islam to me, guys. Right. So I think we need to watch that and make sure that doesn't get out of control. If it is, and maybe it's a good thing, and maybe I'm not seeing it right, but I've seen some of the sermons and they're not so good. Right. So we'll continue to see breakdowns and, things happen within cities. Could that be a positive? At some point, it could be a positive. I don't know. So lots of stuff going on. I'm just kind of like I covered a lot of the stuff that I was going to bring up, but 6 out of 10 U.S. consumers expect economy to weaken. So according to a survey of roughly 4,000 people published on Wednesday, 57% of respondents expect the economy to soften over the coming 12 months, the highest level ever recorded since Deloitte, I think that's how it's pronounced, but began tracking the sentiment in 1997. This represents a 27% point jump from the 30% registered during the same time last year, and is even higher than the 54% seen in 2008 during the Great Recession. Wowzer, right? So I think it's already here. I think we're in a great recession. We're probably going to enter a depression. When the stock market finally collapses, when that happens, they're pumping it up. The manipulators are pumping it up, guys. All right. It should have been down long ago. I think we're going to see the complete collapse of the financial system, and we're going to bring in a quantum system. Now, a lot of you guys ask me what are my thoughts on this financial system. I can't give you any because I don't know. Nassar Jassara is just words. That's part somewhat true, but it's not the full picture from what I've seen. All right. So this is Johnny Bravo. I've done Johnny Bravo's courses. He's a pretty much like me. Not only is he a market analyst, but he does charting like I do, and I learned some good charting stuff from him. And he's like me. He looks at the full picture. So I've told you guys, I'm not a fan of crypto, and I think crypto is probably going to collapse. Now, this is basically spelled out by Johnny Bravo, and then somebody else that's very prominent too.
So you don't be like crypto bros. So if you want to know where the price is going on Bitcoin, right here, that would be, your 100,000, maybe 93,000. Just test in the line. Then after that, I don't know. Azar in a rising wedge. I don't know how he's getting 20. I'm going to take it. I'll give you from here to here. I think that is a respectable move to the downside, but you got to confirm and break that, like you confirmed and broke that. Or when you confirmed and couldn't get above that, or that, or that. It is correct that charts are not always.
All right. So my prediction that it would go to 125,000. It was reached, week and a half ago or whatever it was. And then they hammered it. Now, will it go back up? It's a possibility it goes back up, but I think it's a very good possibility. We're going to see some serious lows in crypto.
100%. But I've made a hell of a lot of money being okay with not being 100%. Also, that Pi cycle top has not been confirmed yet on Bitcoin. That has been 100% accurate, so you may go higher. I have 48. I'll move. Sorry, 48,243. I mean, if you measure it from the taint, okay. No, Andrew, I was not making fun of your name. But if we were to measure it from the taint, let me move over here. Oh, I wonder where Andrew, who told you the price, the 26? Was it someone who understood the charts? I'm just asking for a friend. Oh, and let me just check my my number here.
So this is Andrew Tate says Bitcoin is going to 26,000. Andrew Tate, 26,000. So my prediction, it would go to 125,000. It went to 126, I think. And now it's pulled back dramatically. And Andrew Tate is saying it goes to 26,000. And Johnny Bravo is doing the calculations on it, and he's getting that as well.
Yep, Andrew Tate predicts Bitcoin will crash to 26,000, 26,000, 26,000. What did the chart say? So I just watched his video and he's like, yeah, it's not about the charts. That's exactly right here. It's the charts, 26,257, if you want to be spot on, Andrew. Now, am I going to put my money where my mouth is and short that from there? Is my mic on? No. I take small measured moves.
All right. Johnny Bravo is crack up. All right. So you Bitcoin bros, better be careful out there. All right. You can make money going up and down. So you could short Bitcoin when it goes down. I don't know. It's just, it all just seems, like a evil. It's all evil. And I think that getting involved with it at this point, that's what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, I've been involved with it and made a lot of money when I made a lot of money, but now I'm just like ready to just go with God's money, which is silver and gold, and just put it all in. All right. I'm all in with silver, guys. I got a little gold and little platinum, which does really well too. but silver. And I was very impressed with my wife. She has a nice little stash, and she's now, let's put it in silver. I'm like, honey bunny, good. All right, so so everybody I think is moving that direction. That's following our groups, and I think you're going to do really well with the silver going forward. So, all right, now I'm probably getting a little bit long here. So now, who do I think is going to get arrested next? So I think we may see Fannie Mae, or not Fannie Mae, Fannie, was it Willis? What was her name? And I'm sorry, it's Fani. It's so funny. Fani Willis. Tomato, Fannie, Fani, whatever. All right. So she's a baddie, and she's going to jail. Right. So they just recently requested some more information from her. What they say, they wanted her travel records. Justice Department issued a subpoena for her travel records in September 2025. What's that about? Now, she indicted